Hey guys, welcome to this channel. Something that a lot of persons hold dear to their hearts, and I think it's just because that's what connects a lot of us to our origin, to our roots, and all that is basically culture. And every tribe, every whatever continent you might be, whatever state you might be from, whatever country you might be from, there are certain cultures that are basically unique to where you're from, and I'm going to break that down to Nigeria here. Of course, we have three major tribes and all of those things, and we have a lot of other tribes in between. But the Igbo culture and the Yoruba culture is they're very bold with how they represent themselves and talk about what they believe in and all of those things. And of course, we now have to bring it further down and narrow it down to royalty and kingship and all of those things in these communities and in these different ethnic groups. So for the Yoruba culture, and in the Yoruba culture, you have their kings, their obas, and particularly the Oni of Ife, who is rated as one of the how should I call it now? One of the first class obas, one of the first class kings, basically in Yoruba kingdom. And of course, we have the Igbos with their obas and their kings and all of those things. And when in the Igbo culture, I'm actually just learning this. In the Igbo culture, if you can't tell, I'm not Igbo, but yeah, in the Igbo culture, a titled man cannot bow to anybody regardless of who the person is. And of course, I knew this, but I'm going to mention that is the fact that Igbos don't actually really the culture does not really say you have to prostrate or whatever. You could easily greet your the older person by saying just some words, and they would appreciate it and all of those things. And they usually greet themselves by just tapping the back of their hands and all that, especially if they are holding that they are the big fan, I don't know what they call it, or maybe you're holding a staff or something like that. But in the Yoruba culture, there is a stark difference where you have to prostrate to show that you're respectful of somebody, especially a king. You, regardless of your age, regardless of how old you are, if you come before a king, you have to prostrate, or you have to just basically bow to show reverence to the office of the king. So this is now what is causing the debate on social media. Edochie, who is a legendary actor, a legend in the movie industry, a veteran, one of our most beloved actors ever, was present at an occasion that had the Oni of Ife Obadiye Yogunwusi Ojajatu also in attendance. And of course, you might be wondering what kind of gathering is this that has this caliber of persons in attendance. Elizabeth Jack Rich, that is the wife of Jack Rich, who was actually ran for presidency or contested in the primaries, but it was defeated actually this recently concluded presidential election. He showed interest in contesting for presidency, and he's even shown interest before this year's election. Previous election season, he actually also declared his interest to contest for the office of the president of the nation. He's actually a very wealthy man in Nigerian society, and of course his wife is Elizabeth, and she celebrated her birthday over the weekend. And of course, a birthday of such, you would expect to see the elite in the society, the people that are actually people, basically come together, and that function was one of that. He had Flavor perform, he had a lot of guest artists, he had a lot of high really really top dignitaries actually in attendance, and one of such is Peter Edochie was in attendance, and of course the Oni of Ife was also in attendance, and he was accompanied by one of his wives. So when this man, who is very popular on Twitter, the social media platform, microblogging platform, yeah, you know what I mean, Twitter, when he was trying to introduce us, I can't remember his name now, God, I think that's Bashir Ahmed. Is that him? No, that's not him. What's his name? God help my life. If you remember his name, please put it in the comment section if you've seen that video. Yeah, so this man made introduction, or Pete was accompanying Pete, and then Oni was seated and was like, oh, this is the Oni of Ife and all of those things. And so Pete Edochie had to, of course, acknowledge the presence of a king in that gathering, and he moved towards the Oni of Ife. And if you are a Yoruba person, you would expect that at least, even if you wouldn't go flat out because of his age and his health and whatever reason, you wouldn't go flat out prostrating on the floor. You could at least bend his head a little, even if he wants to extend an handshake, because say he wants to shake the hand of an Oba, except he's the one that offers you his hand first, is seemed and deemed disrespectful in Yoruba culture. Basically, just extending your hand to shake an older person, anybody older than you, an elderly person in Yoruba culture, is rude. Talk less of a king, except the elderly person gives you their hand, and then you have to take their extended take the offer. But otherwise, it's very rude for you to extend your hand first. But Peter Edochie got to the front of the Oba and then extended his hand, and they had the old part that the Igbos. Of course, Kanayo was also in that gathering, and so they had the old. Was that Kanayo? Yeah. They had the old part of the hand, and all the normal Igbo, as customary with the Igbo culture. They had that greeting, and Kanayo did the same thing. Now Nigerians are saying this is so rude of Peter Edochie, and a lot of Yoruba persons are actually coming for the OONI of Ife, saying he has made himself so accessible that these persons are able to bring their own culture into his gathering, because ordinarily, if he was not there, if he had sent his emissary or maybe his royal staff, nobody would have been there to offer him a hand, and this debate would not even happen at all, because a lot of persons are recently saying that the OONI is just putting himself in every gathering where elites are gathered, and a lot of persons are still comparing him to the late OONI of Ife, Obashi Juaje, that were lost so many years ago. But yeah, they are saying that Obasi Juaji was not just anywhere, but the OONI is making himself available everywhere, and that is why he's receiving this kind of insult. Whereas some other persons have the school of thought that Peter Edochie did the right thing, and they're even saluting the Oba, that's the Ojaja too, the OONI of Ife, for just going along with the extended that Peter Edochie offered, because in Igbo culture you don't bow to anybody. The Igbo man, according to what I read, does not bow to any other person except his chi, that is basically his head and all that. And a titled man, for that matter, is not going to bow to anybody. So Peter Edochie did everything. And that both of them, the parties did not make it awkward. They went around navigating the culture shock properly, and people are saying that's really, really beautiful, and of course very what's the word now? Very how would I put it now? Just very, very, very matured of both of them to do. That's what some persons are saying, while others are saying nah, you shouldn't, that the OONI should not have brought himself that low, and all of those things. But yeah, that's where we currently are. It's a sparked reactions on the internet. A lot of persons are saying different things concerning it, and of course, while we are at it, I want to share some things concerning Pete Edochie and his journey in the movie industry. This man has had a very interesting career. Now he is taking a backseat when it comes to acting and being on the scene, but yeah, he's one that is really, really, really revered. I think the last time he actually took on an acting role was in Genevieve's movie Lionheart so many years ago. I think 2018 or 20. That was Netflix first original Nigerian movie. That was a while ago. I don't think he's taking on any acting role. Even then, he was very passive. He wasn't like in the forefront or in that movie. But yeah, this man was actually placed on suspension back in 2005 from filming due to his demand of huge fees. And if you recall, in 2009 he was kidnapped by hoodlums, but it was later released unharmed after some huge ransom was paid. This man has actually seen a lot of things in his life, and that's no surprise that he plays the role of Oba, or whatever things. Basically the wise person in most of his movie appearances, and he has acted in more than 300 Nollywood movies and has won several awards. And of course, in 2011 he was honored as a member of the Order of the Federal Republic, which is the highest award and honor given to a celebrity who has contributed immensely to the economic growth through entertainment. This man actually started growing his braids at the age of 23, and he has said nothing, no amount of money paid to him will let him cut it off totally. Get clean shaven. He may trim it now and then just to maintain it, but he's never going to go clean shaven, and he hopes that will be his signature look until the day he goes ahead to meet his ancestors. Yes, he has won several awards, and he's not married to Rita Edochie. He has his own wife, who is the mother of Yul Edochie, but of course Rita is married to his younger brother, hence the name, so that's why they bear the same name and they are in the same industry. He's originally from Anambra State, but was born and bred in Enugu State in the southeastern part of Nigeria. Anyways, those are the few things I think you might be interested in knowing about him. He featured also in 1980, he became famous after starring in the NTA TV series Things Fall Apart, in which he played the lead role of Okonkwo. And they actually won him an award, an international award, due to his role as Okonkwo in the TV series Things Fall Apart. And he was also interviewed by BBC reporters on the success of the movie. So yeah, this man has had a successful career run, and he's doing amazing for himself. He has a child now also in the industry, toeing his footstep among others. So yeah, we wish Pete Edochie the very best, and of course the Ooni of Ife, we are wishing him the very best also. And I want to hear your opinion concerning the old rift and the old drama surrounding who is, straightening hands, honor who, and who disrespected who between Pete Edochie and the Ooni of Ife. I'm going to see you in the next video though, guys. Thank you so much for watching this one, and bye.